Good morning and welcome to Weekend Recharge. I'm LaRosa.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Happy Mother's Day to you and all the moms, my mom, all the stepmoms, foster moms, everyone who's a mother figure out there.
Yes,
Happy Mother's Day to you. Right now, it's not the best Mother's Day weather-wise across much of the Northeast and New England. We got snow falling in some.
And the 50s, it was pretty brutal. We're seeing some improvements. Let's give you the snapshot, the big picture of all the big stories that we're covering for you right here on Weekend Recharge. Get your recharge for the week ahead. We still have rain and wind with our nor'easter. In fact, we do have some snow to talk about as well. Meanwhile, high pressure dominating the central and southern part of the country. Lots of sunshine, but we're going to see the warm-up begin to migrate that area. It's already in places like Minneapolis, headed up to 83 today. Where do we go from there when you have another cool system moving into the Pacific Northwest? We're going to time all of this out and get you ready for the next week. Making a comeback, and in some cases in a big way. You might even call it summer-like. Mid-90s is what we have on tap for cities like Tampa. And not just 1 or 2 days, we're talking straight through the end of next week. So what is going on? Obviously, we've been concerned about the heat in places like Florida and South Georgia because of the wildfire situation. But this area of high pressure really is the culprit. Think of it as a blocking of some of the weather systems from coming on through to change up the air mass. So it is just a heat pump at this point. Some very warm air really sticking around here. And as long as that's sitting in place, that warm air is going to sit in place as well. So that translates to a lot of places going to get up into the 90s. And take a look at tomorrow. Everywhere you see a dot, that's above average for high temperatures. Where you see the orange and the red, that's that 10 to 15 degrees above average. For a city like Atlanta, that gets us pretty close to 90 degrees. 91 in Montgomery, so we are there. Savannah as well. Just checking on the dew points, they're going to be in the upper 50s, near 60. So on the more humid side, but not to the point we're going to be talking about crazy heat index values. With that said, for a lot of us, it will be the first 90 of the year. That's the case for Atlanta. Now, by Tuesday, a forecast high of 91 gets you tying a record here. Athens, forecast of 93, getting close to the record. Same for Tallahassee and Tampa, with highs forecasted to be into the mid-90s. We're at record levels at that point. By Wednesday, you don't see much changing. In fact, a lot of places getting a little bit warmer, up close to 90 in Nashville and Savannah. Again, rinse and repeat here on Thursday, and we're going to continue that even on into Friday. You do not see any real change up in the colors of this graphic. So, Paul, it is going to be a hint of summer as we head towards Memorial Day. A lot to get to.
Yeah, in fact, let's bring in Dr. Postel to talk about this because, again, we have more severe weather coming in. Again, May is the most active severe weather month, and right on time, we're cranking it up.
Right, steady she goes. We're going to be talking about severe weather pretty much every day this week. And if you look at your app on your phone, or you look at your website, and it looks like, okay, they all look the same. But the devil's in the details, and there's going to be some significant differences between those days. And we'll talk about that if we can. Steph, if you can go and show you here, we've got locations all the way from southern Minnesota down through Texas at risk for severe weather. But not everywhere, not even close to everywhere is going to see that severe weather. It's going to be here and there, patchy and isolated. But where it happens, it could be, pretty nasty.
Well, that's why, you have to kind of get that general area shaded to give everybody the heads up. But when you talk about the ingredients coming together, that's sort of lacking Monday, at least that checklist everywhere.
That's a great way to put it, Maria, because we sort of outlined here the severe thunderstorm area for Monday. But notice that the jet stream winds are really strong, but not over here. They're over here. The fastest winds aloft are here. So a lot of the lift in the atmosphere and the wind shear that comes with this is not going to be riding over the area that we expect the thunderstorms to start up along the dry line on Monday. So we'll get some isolated storms here and there, but I think a difference comes in on Tuesday.
So Tuesday, the winds get closer to that area, and then we start seeing more wind, directional, speed shear. That brings a greater risk for tornadoes on Tuesday versus Monday.
That's exactly right. When you have those stronger winds aloft and those thunderstorms essentially form in some of those same areas on Tuesday, here's our severe thunderstorm outlook. They will be forming in a very different environment than they will on Monday. The winds aloft will be stronger. That will help, as Paul said, increase the chances of producing some tornadoes as well. We have torcons of 4 across many of these locations for us on Tuesday.
All right, and then you were talking about maybe even Wednesday not coming together in the same way that you have the conditions here on Tuesday.
Right, with this torcons of 4 on Tuesday, that's all part of a system that's kind of still intact. It fractures a little bit on Wednesday, and we can talk about that a little bit at the time, 50 past the hour. There's our Wednesday map to show you that we don't have red on this map, guys, but I still think severe weather is definitely a possibility in the upper Midwest there.
You got a very strong dynamic system for May because even there's still snow falling out towards the Rockies and the Wasatch.
Right.
In fact, a very powerful storm, and it's not very fast moving either.
That's right, not very fast moving, which means Thursday, we go back to where we were on Monday and Tuesday, back across the plains as sort of the upper trough reloads. So we're going to see more thunderstorms erupt over this region, and I think this is actually going to be could be a fairly widespread, nice coverage of severe weather. Let's put it that way.
All right, something to keep our eye on.
Yeah.
And speaking of slow-moving storms, the storm